Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Now today we're going to talk about something a bit different. The roadmap for Scum was posted a couple of days ago. You can see all the points on the screen now. If you don't know what a roadmap is, basically it's things that the devs want to implement during early access. So I'm going to go over all the points, do a brief discussion on what I feel each of them are going to be, entail, and how it will impact the game. Now, if you disagree or agree or you have a different view on this, please put it in the comments. It's a discussion. For some of the points, using my opinion of what it's going to impact on it. I might be wrong. I'm not going to say this is definite, but it's a good focal point to start us actually thinking on what's going to be coming in and how it's going to impact us as a player and how we play the game. So we'll jump straight in now and we'll start getting through it. So first on the list we have primary, secondary missions, side quests and end game content. Now for me, I think this will be a Tarkov style for the missions and side quests. I don't think it will be one end to the other end of the map like Fallout, having to do silly little missions. I think it will be taking missions from like your little bot that flies above you, little side things just to keep you busy. Maybe if it's quiet in the server, it's something you can choose to do, or if you're struggling to get fame points, just pick them up and do them as you go along. Now the end game content, I think that might be some sort of raid mechanic with fortification coming in, which we'll touch on later. It might be where the end game is to try and dominate the server by to eliminate everyone else's bases. As I said, these are just my opinions on it. I hope that's kind of style it goes for, because it would be good to have those mechanics in place. It would make it a lot more rewarding to put the grind in. Next we have functional vehicles, different vehicle types. Now I think this is a fantastic idea and something that has to be implemented in the game, because it takes an absolute age to get across the map from A to B, and chances are you'll never see C, D and E because it takes that long. Now I personally hope that they do it so you have to find parts to get a car working. I don't think it should be a case where vehicles are just sitting there waiting to be done. You can spawn in, jump in a car and just go smash into people. It should be something you have to work for and put time in the server. Now I'd like to see stuff like push bikes as well. I think they'd be quite fun to have. Something economical just to use, because fuel will be an issue. And I also like to see motorbikes that you can use off-road as well. Now as I said, I'd like to make sure these vehicles are something you have to work towards rather than just get, because otherwise it defeats the purpose of survival. For me, survival games always have to be something you have to grind towards, simply because that's part of survival games. Next is a female character model. Now this will please a lot of the female gamers. There's quite a lot of them actually playing Scum, a lot of them streaming it as well. So this will be a welcoming for them, because they'll be able to choose a female character instead. Next we have fortifications base functional. Now for me this is 100% base building and fortifying current buildings. Now this is a huge bit for me, because if you know me from previous, I love base building and fortifying, because I like to trick the person trying to get into my base into getting stuck and trapped. This will open a world of opportunities for people and players. Now if you imagine some of the buildings and towns in place just now, if you were to fortify and set traps and everything else in them, it would just change this game massively. Now another game that's coming out soon is Dead Matter, which is going to be a bit like this but not as in depth. It is going to have a fortification of bases where you use houses already existing and you can fortify them up. Now Scum will have to do this properly and do it quick before Dead Matter come out. Now I'm actually a partner for Dead Matter and I'll be playing that when it does come out, so I will be comparing the two if Scum have got theirs released by then. Next we have safe zones implemented. Now for me personally, I think this is a bad thing. I don't like safe zones. I don't agree with them, especially if it's a survival game. Now if they try bringing it in as a place where people can trade freely and it's safe, again, for me personally, that shouldn't be a thing. If it's a fresh spawn area, yes, I agree that a safe zone should be in place so someone can get the spears in place and start running out. But to change the mechanic of a survival game and make a safe zone just doesn't make a lot of sense to me personally. I don't personally agree with it. Some people might disagree, but part of the risk of survival is that whole point that you could die at any moment by making a decision to meet another player and trade, or do something else in game, and I think the safe zone takes that element away just a little bit and basically just makes it like a modded server. So for me, if it's not done properly, this could be a bit of a shit thing to bring in. Next we have advanced visual character customization. Now this is quite self-explanatory. This will be basically the ability to change your character, so it's a beard, moustache, scars, tattoos, all those little things that you normally get in games. As you already know, there's only 4 heads you can choose, and different tattoos are very limited as well. So it will make your character more unique to you and how you want your character to look. Next we have advanced combat systems like martial arts, improved weapons control and movement. Now I think the martial arts things will be quite cool to bring in. Maybe give you like a skill base to work towards, and please improve the weapons control movement. And also the combat mode when you're melee, I personally don't like it. Having to hit V to get out of it and being stuck in that camera mode, for me personally, I think is really bad. It's something that when I first started playing, I just couldn't get the hold of how the hell to get out of it, and I actually die quite a lot. Just try to spam keys to try and just run away again. So it'd be nicer to just look at how it is at the minute. Take the good bits, because if you have high melee, it is quite good. And the boxing element is quite good as well. But that combat mode, for me personally, is just... it's a bit broken at the minute. It could be good if you could easily get out of it by looking away to run. But having to hit V just to get out of it can be a bit of a pain in the arse, to be honest. And it's not something I want to keybind to a mouse just to get out of combat mode. Next we have the advanced crafting system. Now I think this is mainly going to be towards fortification and different traps that you can put in place. Now they can't do any more with the crafting to make it any more advanced. It is already quite a ball ache and quite long-winded in a lot of ways, and I would like to see them dumb that down a little. Having to click on the tin opener and a can to open it, to me it's just a bit much. If you've got it in your inventory, you should just be able to open it straight away. So things like that they should work on first before trying to get an advanced crafting system in place. However, saying that, it would be good to have some advanced skills. So if you've got a higher strength, you can craft different things a lot deeper. The same with endurance, other things you could probably craft. Now, medicines would be quite good, because antibiotics can be a bit of a pain to get, but if you can combine different herbs or things that you find, it would be good to see that implemented as well. Next we have the Rebellion experience system. Now, I've tried to find out as much as I can about this via all the Steam groups and the wikis and everything else, and I can't find where they've actually put it in. So if you do know about this, please comment below. But for me personally, I think this is going to be part of the quests that are in place, maybe, where you're going to rebel against the main overseer of the game show element of it, if you like, pushing back. Now, that's a complete guess on my behalf, because I said I have looked into it, but I can't find anything concrete in how it's going to work. Now, moving on to advanced NPC and animal AI. Now, I think we'll agree, first of all, the animal AI is pretty shit. The hogs or pigs, whatever the hell they are, they're overpowered and they run fast as fuck. Let's be fair. If you throw a spear in that thing, it can bleed to death all at once, because it goes about 500 miles an hour. And the rate that we run in the game, the thing would probably have been chewed to pieces by cockroaches by the time we get there. Now, the zombies, I find they're actually quite good at the minute. I like the way that you can sneak past. They are quite responsive, and the fact that they group up is quite good as well. Now, I personally think that the robots or mechs, whatever you want to call them, I think they should be more dangerous. Personally, I find it quite easy to sneak past. There's not a lot of risk. Even as a solo player, you can get past them in the bunkers quite easily in some of the bunkers. Now, it's not all of them, don't get me wrong, but I don't think they cause as much of a threat as they should. Now, zombies, as I said, I think are fine, but animals, fuck, please, fix them. Now there's actually more animals on the map apparently. It's a great thing, because I'm sick of running around trying to find fucking food. Jesus Christ. Now, moving on from the last one, additional NPC and wildlife sets. Now, wildlife, bring as much as you can in survival, and how deep the cooking goes in this game as well. It's more than welcomed. Additional NPC, I just hope they're very careful what they do with this, because the way they've got it with the zombies and the mechs just now is really good. I'd hate to think that they would alienate the solo player so they cannot get into any of the decent compounds. I think that could really piss a lot of people off. Now, if you turn up and there's zombies, mechs, and geared up zombies with guns and everything else, maybe sentries flying around, it's going to deter you from trying to get decent loot. You're going to have to try and pick off duos, trios, groups, clans, which can be quite difficult unless they start putting better loot in the towns, because personally I find the loot in the towns is pretty poor, and it's a waste of time checking all the houses at the minute, because the highest tier thing you come back with is a baseball bat and a bandage. Next, with advanced team mechanics. Now, there is a mechanic at the minute where you can add someone to your party and you can see them. I think that works great. However, I think if they could do it so you could share your shelter, if it wasn't broken that is, so other people could spawn back to that point as well, so you didn't have to build 3 or 4 or 5 shelters. Anyone in that group could actually spawn back there. It would be quite handy. It would be great quality of life for people who are teaming up or in a clan. But I hope they don't go too far, because you could go on the verge of making it clan based and very overpowering for a smaller team or a solo player trying to fight these people off. I think the way they've got fame points being used pretty much nails it quite well. I just hope they don't go too far into it where you can trade without having to drop stuff on the floor if you're in the same team, because that would be pretty broken if they did. And finally, we have additional network events. Now, I personally think the events are a great thing. They're a good way of breaking away from maybe playing 3 or 4 hours solid survival and just having a bit of fun with friends and maybe people you've been battling with as well, without the risk of losing your gear. I think it's a great addition to the game. It's one that should be very much protected and kept, and if they can expand on that, brilliant. I honestly think it's something that's unique to this game and something they should definitely keep and work on more. So guys, that is the current roadmap for Scum. Now, I have asked the devs for a timeline on this. They haven't responded as yet. If I do get one, I will post it in my Discord. But you can see the guys are really thinking of the future of this game, which is refreshing. Now, we all know there is server lag issues. They are trying to fix it. It may take a bit of time, but for me personally, I don't really have a lot of issue with it at the minute. It's the first week. I've played games which are still played now by thousands of people, which have servers in worse state than these ones. Now, please comment below, let me know what you think of the roadmap, what you'd like to see put into the roadmap, if you disagree with anything that I've said or thought, or if you agree with it, or if you want to tweak what I've said. Get a discussion point going. I'm always in Discord. You can join my Discord, the link is below, and we'll just get together and talk about it, see what we feel can be done. I mean, I think the servers will be modded at some point, so if that's the case, mods are quite good on Unreal Engine, so there's possibilities to bring things in without the game actually bringing it in themselves. The modding community is quite big, so we could maybe implement some of our thoughts into the game as well in the coming months, maybe even years. So guys, thanks for stopping by, and I'll catch you in the next one. I go la 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 la.